We here.
What's up,
All
everybody?
Fire!
Hey, look, I hit the cough button.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah, it does exist.
It works. I got one too. Check this out.
Little inside humor, folks. Sorry.
Brings me back to when Rio lost a fight with the water bottle one time. We
Oh
had
my
an interview
God.
with Yaden. That was one of the funniest.
That was actually, I don't know, Titus ripped into him with the water bottle or something. Didn't rip into him, but
both did. We were doing interview. We had Yaden and Titus on the show at that night. That's one of our old YouTube videos. Just go check that out on Dudes and Belts Chatcast.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah. Triple I loses to a water bottle and almost waterboards himself on camera.
He did. He took a bath. He spilled like half of it. We called it Triple I versus the mute button. Hilarious. Go check that out.
How's it going, everybody? How's it going on Twitch and YouTube?
All the places.
All the places. We got Lucas on Twitch. How's it going?
Our honorary dude. What's up, Lucas?
You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to pull up Ignition.
That's okay. Yep. We got time. It was a great Ignition. You know what? I was talking to these guys beforehand. It was a great Ignition. There were 6 matches, and it went by super quick. Like, I was surprised when it was done because I was like, wow, that was just it's action, top to bottom.
It was a couple of newcomers. There were a few new faces that we got to see jump into an RMP ring against one of the familiar faces in the RMP. We saw the most fearful of clowns, Senbodi, earlier this evening in action.
I don't want to talk about him.
We saw Sky Hossman, our Ignition champion. Some good matches tonight. We also saw...
We saw Noelle in her demons or demon.
Yeah, it went down, didn't it? Mm-hmm. We were right the whole time, dude. This isn't over. She's trying hard, but this Salem Wolf is just too... He's got like...
I said it Tuesday night. When was the last time you saw Salem lose at something and give up? Because it seems like Noelle just left, and he's like, whatever. No.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry. I did that on purpose. You can't see.
Oh, where'd we go?
I did it on purpose so I can pull up Ignition.
You can't see me.
Let's see.
Oh, can't see me.
We heard John Cena.
Where is it?
This is, ladies and gentlemen in the chat and everybody watching us everywhere, this is our self-portrait that we drew ourselves of John Cena. Right here, what you're looking at right now.
This is what R-Truth sees when he pictures John Cena.
This is exactly what R-Truth pictures when he sees John Cena. This is the Dudes and Belts representation of John Cena, according to
R-Truth sees him.
Correct.
Because, I mean, R-Truth was, he idolized John Cena when he was a little boy. So
he did. When he was a little... Oh, there we go.
Hey, we're back.
And we're back.
It's because I have a Cowboys hat on, isn't it? That's why you did that.
It's pain to look at, but, it's okay.
Well, it's that, and then it's the Longhorns flag behind me, man. Those West Texas Legacy guys are going to wonder what's wrong with me. I don't like them, but I like them.
I don't know. I think you and Jason would get along quite well.
Listen, we have similar sports tastes, but that's about where it ends.
That is a fact, good sir.
All right.
Wildcard's favorite football team is the Mary Catherine School for the Blind.
Jeez. All right. Before we get ourselves into any more trouble, as we typically do every week, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Dudes and Belts Reignited post show here on Twitch. I am your host, Johnny Deathdrop, and man, what a way to get everything rocking and rolling before tomorrow night. Aces Wire, less than 24 hours away, ladies and gentlemen.
It has been a long time. We have waited since Shocktober for an RMP pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's been almost 3 months.
Oh, I am ready.
Before we start talking about everything that happened tonight on Ignition, let's introduce the panel for tonight. On the left, we have the one that lives way up there on the East Coast of Maine, the inventor of the Beacon of the Week, which he will actually wait until Sunday to give his beacons.
Sunday?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, because there is still more to come this week in terms of Rocky Mountain Pro action. The one and only Coastal Crusader.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the eve. Well, actually, it is the day of on the East Coast of Aces Wild.
Here now, yeah.
It is very exciting. The hands have been dealt. We have many great matchups. And I really think I'm going to tell you what my dark horse match of the night is going to be at the end. The dark horse match of the night for Aces.
And on the right, we have our resident masshole himself, the one and only Marky Pens.
That's right, baby. Tonight was the buy-in, the last chance to buy into the table that is Aces Wild tomorrow night. A lot of action going on here. We had a big 6-man tag. We had a 5-man gauntlet match to get her going tonight. And then, like I said, we will see our Ignition champion, Sky Hossman. And we're going to see Sin Bodhi get weird.
I don't want to get weird. I got weird once. It didn't end well.
Wait, what?
Wicked weird.
What?
I got weird once. It didn't end well, if you remember it.
We can't tell that story here, though. Oh, what happened to you that one time, Milestone? I thought you were talking.
Yeah, at Milestone. Do you remember? You remember how conveniently the guy that's afraid of clowns came in ahead of the only 2 clowns in the building?
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, that was a random draw. Random draw my ass, Titus.
Yeah, I think we got had. I think we both got had.
I'm pretty sure that is a night that you guys will never forget, I'm sure.
Oh, ever.
Oh, absolutely.
Ever.
Highlight of my life.
The hospital was beautiful.
Listening to Marky wheeze the next night on the floor of our hotel room was amazing. Oh, sorry, not our hotel room, the air bed and basement.
What was her name?
The air bed and basement.
Bev.
Bev's
floor.
basement. Yeah.
I called it the air bed and basement.
It was the only thing I could sleep on that was comfortable. After Damon basically caved my chest in, the linens at the hospital were remarkably soft.
But you would just, I'd sit there and I had Sunday over here. You know how people that snore brag about sleeping? Well, he screams it from the mountaintops.
Yeah, he did.
And then I had Mark at the foot of my bed on the floor going,
It's hard to breathe. But anyway, we survived Bev's basement. We survived Milestone 11. And we are still here to get reignited.
You can't kill Mark.
No, you can't.
It's sad.
Thank you, Titus.
All right.
Thank you.
So, obviously, tonight was why is my screen frozen? What is happening here? Let's refresh.
Oh, did we lose the internet again?
No.
Okay. Johnny, your computer didn't decide to die again, did it?
No, like I said, once I put that power supply in, like you can't hear a word. It's so quiet.
Lucas, I plead the 5th.
That's why I started laughing.
I plead the 5th, Lucas. There were lots of 5ths in Vegas, but I plead the 5th.
Things get weird.
All right, so yes, we will be talking about everything that happened tonight on Ignition, but we are, oh my God. All right. We're going to shake everything off right now. We're going to come right back in, freshly new, ready to go. Yep, deep breath. Ooh,
Shaking it off.
As much as we're going to be talking about Ignition tonight that happened tonight, we are also going to be talking about changes that are going to be happening as well starting next week. We're going to run through the date and times of everything. Like I said before, 2002 closed its book. There is going to be changes coming, and this one was one of the changes that we were talking about. So
changes.
You guys will find that out tonight, as well as the updated point systems going into the chase for 5 for the next #1 contender for your Ignition Championship. All right. Boys, are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Starting off Ignition tonight, we had a gauntlet match. And I believe the winner of this match was going to be awarded 3 points into the chase for 5 for that #1 contendership that we just talked about a second ago. But first up, and we're just going to break this up into sections. So the first match in this gauntlet was Hazard versus Sergey.
Well, this is a real easy one to talk about because Sergey did the most devastating finishing move in all of wrestling. The surprise roll up for the 1-2-3. Sergey gets the big victory over Hazard to begin the gauntlet match. Sergey, he's number one wrestler, all of Rocky Mountain.
Oh, actually, we just got an updated list for the point standings just then and there on Facebook. So You saw
Yes,
that,
we
right?
did.
Okay.
Yes, I did. Yep.
Before we continue to Marky's take, which I'm sure is not going to be too much longer, we have Sprouty subscribing for tier 1 for 31 months over on Twitch. Thank you, Sprouty.
My coffee buddy from 2,000 miles away. What's up, Sprouty? How you doing, big guy? No, yeah, not a lot to talk about here. Just Sergey, obviously doing more training than we've seen behind the scenes here, because he looks good right out of the gate. No noggin knock necessary. He comes straight up and just catches Hazard by surprise. The bell rings, and Sergey just with the goal behind and the 1-2-3. Good for Sergey.
Dude, that's got to be a Mario Vanger thing. Mario probably told him, hey, try this. Just try it once. And it worked.
All right. And also, before we continue on, if you are on YouTube, if you would be so kind as to hit that like button and leave a comment at some point throughout the course of the show or after the show, doesn't matter. Helps us with the algorithm here on YouTube to get this show and all other Rocky Mountain Pro TV programming out there on the interwebs of YouTube. So we greatly appreciate you hitting that like button. And if you're on Twitch that are subscribed to that YouTube channel, please do us a favor and scroll on over to YouTube real quick, hit that like button, and do the exact same thing. And if you are not subscribed and you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell, and be notified of any and all other Rocky Mountain Pro content that pops up, whether it's our live streams like you're seeing right now with Ignition in charge, or any other uploaded videos that has been going on in the Rocky Mountain Pro channel daily of random matches, past and present.
Dude, daily you get a match, usually at least 1 or 2 a week. And you can subscribe for free. You get your updates. And I mean, here's the thing. I know we ask you to hit the subscribe button, hit the likes. Here's another thing. When you're on social media, you like what you see, share it. Just a couple quick buttons. Share it on Facebook so your friends see it. If you got friends that like wrestling, share it. You know, they get to see us. They get to see RMP. They get to see everything. They're going to like what they see because you like what you see.
That's
so
right.
Share it amongst the community.
There you go. Couldn't have said it any better myself. Good job, Coastal.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to the next section of this gauntlet match. We had Sergey moving on, going up against Mick Diamond.
Mick coming out again. Mick does a little better than Hazard does. I got to give him his chops. I mean, you know, he's new, and I get this. And Sergey, he's on a little bit of a roll. He really, really is. I mean, he's figuring stuff out. I know he's still new to this. Sergey's got a little bit of an XP bar advantage over him. We do see him get some offense, but again, Sergey picks up another win here. And for, you know, looking at this, Sergey looks focused, he looks ready, and he looks good to go. Marky, I really thought at this point, I didn't think anybody was beating Sergey.
No, to be honest, dude, like, he's just out there and he's ready to go. And what more can you say about Sergey? It's just that he's recognizing new opponents and learning reversals and block, and honestly, how to use his size and his power for him. This is the thing. Sergey's a big, big dude, regardless of his XP bar. He's a big dude, and he uses some of this size here against Mick Diamond. This is all learning steps for Mick, but Sergey going forward, he's kind of like really putting the round pegs in the round holes here. Like, he's starting to figure out what's going on. Still having a little trouble getting in and out of the ring, but nevertheless, looking solid against Mick Diamond here, blocking that crucifix and getting the roll up and winning.
All right, and we're moving on in this gauntlet match. We have Sergey going up against Panthro next. Sergey running the gauntlet right now.
Yeah, I think, you know what I think this was? I think Sergey ran the gauntlet a little bit. He was getting into this next match, and honestly, this is a lot longer than we've seen some Sergey matches go. Panthro comes in. Panthro's fresh. We've seen Panthro go before. We know he's not to be taken lightly. He's got the claws. He has 9 lives. He's agility like a cat. Come on, he is Panthro, and he kind of uses his speed to kind of confuse Sergey for a minute, and then he hits Sergey with, it just seemed like a modified code breaker. It just seemed like he knocked the wind out of him, and then he definitely just, I think he was too winded, Marky. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. I think Sergey ran out of gas here. Panthro gets the win after a pretty, I wouldn't call it devastating, but it was enough to get a win over Sergey here and move on to the final match here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Panthro just come in and turned up the volume and really just turned up the pressure. And it was a bit too much for Sergey. After a couple quick wins here, Panthro just, like I said, turned up the volume faster than Sergey's speakers could send the sound out. And Panthro just getting the win real quick. However, did he really win? Because we're going to talk about who came out to take care of business as the fifth competitor right here.
Speaking of that fifth competitor, it was none other than Brew. So it was Brew going up against Pantho in the final match of this gauntlet.
You know that old expression, you're either the bug or the windshield, Marky?
I heard that.
Panthro was the bug because a 75 to 90 mile an hour freight train of momentum came at him. Since Brew has come back, let's take a look at what he has done. He has a single focus, and it has been on this Ignition title. He got a big dub over Damon, and now he is marching his way. This final match, if you want to call it that, was 2 moves. It was just 2 moves. Brew came out with a purpose. He came out and he just Buffalo strongest slammed Panthro through the mat almost. And when he got up, he got cut in half by a Buffalo run. Marky, I don't know if Brew had 1 or 2 points going into this. We'll find out when we look at the end. But he has 3 more points now. And if I'm Sky Hossman right now, I am terrified that there is a Buffalo stalking me.
Oh my goodness! If you're anybody right now on the RMP roster, you have to be scared right now, basically out of your boots at what Brewmark is doing and how much focused he has been on that Ignition title and doing what he has to do to get there. Look, it's almost like this was tailor-made for Brew to come in and make an impact and get these points. I believe he's still sitting right now. He's sitting at 3 points, and so he's putting himself right in the mix. He's either at 2 or 3. I believe he's at 3 right now. I'll look at that in a moment, but he's just hot. He is a freight train, and he takes no prisoners against Panthro and gets a very quick win. And then kind of takes a bite out of crime. If you kind of want to take a look at it at the end, he just kind of makes Panthro his snack for a second or two. But no, in all seriousness, Brew looking devastatingly sharp right now. Devastatingly sharp.
This is the best I've ever seen Brew look, honestly. This is the most dominant I've seen him look. And it's not a physical thing, because, I mean, the dude's a giant man. We've been next to him. We've sat down with him and spoken with him. He's a big dude. Right now, his confidence is bigger than the whole Wimmer. He is running on all cylinders. He is ready to go. I'm telling you, there are big things coming in 2023 for the Buffalo.
I agree. Wholeheartedly, I agree.
All right. Yes, Lucas,
Cool.
you are glad that Buffalo is your buddy. That's for sure. All right.
In some cultures, cat is goody.
What's that?
I didn't know the buffalo was a natural predator of the cat, but I do now.
Now yes, it is. It's one of those natural order of thing kind of thing.
It's a circle of life.
There it is.
And it moves us all.
This is my chat. Let's pop
Hey, Meth Rollins is back. Hi, Meth.
Smoke it down. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
He likes to hang out with the Street Profits.
I am not a fan of this restream chat overlay thing. I can't pop it out. Why? Oh, screw it. Looks like I'm running YouTube and Twitch right now. All right. Moving on. We have tag team.
We run it all.
Thank you.
All the places.
All the places. All right. Tag team action. We have Lord Mitchell Taylor showing up on an Ignition for the first time in a while. And he is going to be teaming up with Zamore. And
he has to announce it first like it's a big deal.
That's true. And he is going to have to go up against your starting lineup in Kendrick LaRoe and Briscoe Crown. What do you got on this one, boys?
Let's not forget, Lord Mitchell Taylor comes out and he has a very cute list of places he'd rather be than Denver, Colorado. And I can think of a whole lot of places I'd rather be than having to watch Lord Mitchell Taylor do anything, getting a root canal, having my hair ripped out root by root. There are many places I'd rather be than watching Lord Mitchell Taylor, but we digress.
I would rather be doing dishes and 5 loads of laundry at the exact same time.
No, you know what? Not 5 loads. 5 loads of toddler laundry. 8,000 little things to fold. Yeah,
it's the worst.
Yeah.
The parents out there know exactly what.
And then we have your starting lineup, who quite possibly is one of the hottest tag teams in wrestling right now. And you know what, Marky? For all the credit I'm going to give them in this match, because they wrestle a great match, I have to question Briscoe a little bit in this match. He's going up against two guys like Zamore and Lord Mitchell Taylor. And he is tagged with Kendrick. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of a Sesame Street here thing. One of these things is not like the other. And you can't wrestle like the other three. Briscoe, you're a bracket buster, dude. You're explosive. You need to use that explosiveness. You came in tonight after Kendrick had been handling business and got you guys the advantage. And you come in and you start trying to do headlocks and takeovers and trying to overpower both Lord Mitchell Taylor and Zamore, and you are half their size. But I love you. Use your explosiveness. Use your top rope stuff. Use your quickness. Because tonight, honestly, Kendrick saved you, because I say it every week, and this is starting to become redundant, but this is the best Kendrick Lareau has looked. He gets better and better and better every week. He is no longer hampered by trying to get the Superdome at all costs. He's figured out there are times and places for that. He's doing a great job. These guys are on point right now. They pick up a big win tonight because, you know what? That great right hand Lord Mitchell Taylor has just seemed a little off target tonight.
It was about a second slow.
And here's the thing. If you're going to cheat, Mr. Mitchell Taylor, I know you are royalty. You royally screwed up tonight because you royally punched your buddy in the face. I don't think Zamore is going to tag with you anytime soon. Big win for your starting lineup and Teddy the Towel Boy. Marky, how hot are your starting lineup?
Right now, they are just blazing a trail. They have to be in the talks for being the number one contender after Aces Wild. They've been on fire as singles competitors, as a team. And tonight, they face a very formidable team in Lord Mitchell Taylor and Zamore. When Lord Mitchell Taylor came out and said that Niles Planquet was not available, and he's
in his vineyards.
He was at one of his many vineyards, probably doing numbers in an office somewhere, drinking a bottle, which, not going to lie, I was a little jealous that he had his own bottle somewhere, but it is what it is.
Good wine.
I love good wine, to be honest. Comes with the last name. But at the same time, like, Planquet has proved himself to be one of those guys that I wouldn't trust him to give me a bottle of wine and not have it be like, Coca-Cola inside of it. You know what I mean? Like, you just charge me $80.
Oh, it's wine. It's from 2022, but it's wine.
We know Derek Stone's been hurt as well. Yeah, right. Not a very good one. So he makes a very smart tag team choice tonight in getting Zamore, two brick wall kind of men. And when they stand next to each other, they cast a shadow on anybody in front of them. And your starting lineup stepped out of that tonight, and we're in the right place at the right time. Not only has Kendrick really been picking up the aggression against his opponents, and I think that's been one of the biggest keys, but to be honest, the XP bar is growing too. You can tell he's doing less pandering to the crowd. He's doing a lot less posing and stuff. He's staying on the man more. He's doing a much better job. I'm kind of with you when you talked about Briscoe, how he shouldn't have probably taken Lord Mitchell Taylor. But in those moments, the adrenaline's flowing and you think you got him down. And he did keep Lord Mitchell Taylor down for a minute with the headlock. But it was honestly too easy for Lord Mitchell Taylor to fight up and kind of get out of that, get Zamore in, and really kind of change the tide here. But you're starting lineup in the right place at the right time when Lord Mitchell Taylor pulls the guy out and he wants to go knock somebody out. Kendrick Lareau getting the easy pin, and your starting lineup gets a big dub here. This is big for both of the competitors. They both get a point. And moving forward, your starting lineup's about to have a really big night in here tonight. Really is.
Yeah.
And, I'm not taking anything away from Briscoe. The man's the bracket buster. He goes up against Damon Ace and wins. He's got some big wins. Buddy, this is just know your offense. Like, you can do this with a lot of guys. This isn't, this, with all due respect to everybody, this isn't Echo. This isn't Curtis Cole. This isn't, Hazard. These are big, take a point out of what we've heard. These are big, meaty men hitting each other with big, meaty fists. And you are you are a medium, meaty dude. You're a Slim Jim going up against a big hunk of big old trapper jerky. Like, you need to be faster.
What is happening here with these?
I'm hungry. I can't help it. I'm a fat kid.
The analogies are flying. We're starving over here.
Holy
I'm
smoke.
a fat kid and I'm hungry. I can't help it.
All right.
No,
I
great tag team match, though.
Amazing tag team.
I do have to agree that I think after Aces Wild, I think your starting lineup has definitely put themselves in a position for discussion for a possible opportunity at those titles down the line.
I mean, whoever wins, the tag team match at Aces Wild, J.K. Popper, the Island's going to win. Whoever comes out of that on top is going to have to face your starting lineup.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Be a hell of a first defense for the Island.
We also have a chat in YouTube from Crystal Horton. First off, how's it going?
Crystal.
Welcome.
Nice to see.
She just says, I'm simply going to say David Drake is a demented savage, and I love watching him work.
There's
Look at the
nothing wrong
faces.
about that statement.
There
Nothing
isn't.
wrong about that statement.
Mm-mm.
Look at the faces
From-
on those.
From a oddly sadistic standpoint, I do like to watch him work because you really start to wonder how someone can become that devoid of emotion to just do what he does.
Like almost while he's going at his opponent in the ring, you could kind of get a little glimpse at what's going on in his mind. As
Which is
he
scary.
progresses more and more violent and just damaging. You could tell that he's just sinking further and further into that David Drake place that he
Void.
goes to. I don't even know what to call it. That void.
The void.
Yes. You can just tell, like, the further down, and then the more the match goes, the more the smirks come out, and the harder the shots get. And man, I don't want to piss that guy off ever.
He has fun doing what he does, which is terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think we need to talk about this next match here because this definitely is going to involve a lot of stuff as it pertains to tomorrow night in Aces Wild, I'm sure. We have Noel Summit going one-on-one with JC. I don't know if this is a debut on Ignition for JC, but she's here early and ready for Aces Wild, it looks like, and ready to go after that Lockettes championship that Miranda Gordy holds. What did you guys think of this one? And especially what happened after the fact?
Well, I'm going to take an unpopular opinion here, and I know I just said that it gets redundant hearing, but it's the same thing with Noelle. She gets better every week, and I'm going to tell you, up until what happens at the end of this match, this is a 50-50 coin flip. She is taking it starts out, and it looks like that JC is just unstoppable, and she can't be hurt because she's absorbing everything Noelle is throwing at her. And after Noelle takes some punishment, she snaps into it too and starts using her quickness and gets out of the corner and really starts using everything she has learned and is, I don't want to say fighting for her life, but it's on a different level. She's doing things out of instinct now rather than planning it. And that's something you have to do in that squared circle.
Let me interrupt you real quick. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Because we have a chat in YouTube.
Okay.
Scissor me daddy ass. How's it go? Had to.
Oh, scissor me daddy. Okay.
We got it out now? Okay. Here you
TNA
go.
stands for what? Total Nonstop Acclaim? I won't get into that. That's a cool, look that up though. That's a fun little rap. He does it, Jeff Jarrett. So yeah, Noelle looks great in this match. She really does. And up until we start hearing the Salem Wolf voice, she has this match in control. She fought through the onslaught of JC. She has this just spurt of energy, and she's getting the upper hand. And then all of a sudden, we start hearing Salem's voice, and Noelle's just done. It's like it paralyzed her, both emotionally, physically. It's like it sent shockwaves through her entire body, and she couldn't do anything. All JC literally has to do is put a hand on her chest and pin her. Because the sound of Salem's voice is paralyzing to Noelle. And then she gets, after the match, she runs to the back and just looks confused. Like, Marky, we talked about this Tuesday night when we saw the clip of them at therapy, Lilith and Noelle.
Yes.
And we thought maybe Lilith was like, this isn't done. Salem never gave up Noelle. unfortunately, and I know I said this and Noella took exception to it in chat the other night, she's a pawn right now. She's a pawn in Salem Wolf's game, and I don't know what the end game is because Lilith wasn't involved tonight, so what was the point?
No. I think the point is seriously just Salem
Control?
holding on to what he wants. Yes. I think at this point right now, he is making it a point to take the Lockettes division for himself. Take the best, take the strongest, and just take the division for himself. We see that his hold over Noelle is not gone. His face pops up on the monitor next to the ring by the entranceway, and Noelle just passes out in what Coastal called a paralysis. This is exactly what she looked like. Like her legs and everything just stopped working. We see JC with the quick pin. And even the whole time as Noelle was looking at the TV, we see JC on the side just watching it with like glee and gusto on her face. You know, almost taking pleasure in what she is seeing Salem do to Noelle. And then after we see JC pin Noelle, we see Noelle go into these convulsions and almost this like seizure in the ring. And then Salem calling to Noelle. We just hear him saying, Noelle, come to me, come Noelle. And she's losing her mind. It's not Noelle. We see her run into the wall at the entranceway and then stare back at the camera. That was not Noelle. Coastal, that was the marionette still in there. That was that marionette puppet that was still in there. Look, I don't know if anybody else around here played a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's, but I did. And one of the characters in it was the marionette who would pop up when evil things were about to happen. And when the marionette showed up, you got out of Dodge right then and there. Well, right now, Noelle, I believe, is the marionette. And right now, nobody is safe from Salem.
Closest thing to Annabelle there is an RMP. She's a terror doll that, when called upon, can do some pretty terrible things. Mm-hmm. And I really, honestly, I think the best thing for Lilith now, honestly, I know this is going to hurt her in massive ways, but after what I saw tonight, Lilith needs to steer clear of Noelle until she gets her stuff straightened out.
Do you think that's a little bit of what brought it to... See, the other night, I made the assumption, and I kind of went in the direction that Salem Wolf was, this whole thing had been to try to get at Lilith through Noelle, through the friendship and the love that Noelle and Lilith have.
I think that's
But at this point, I think that's one part of it, but I think Salem has this individual plan for each and every one of these Lockettes, each one of these women that he has cast a spell over right now. I almost think there's an individual duty that they can do for him.
Like he's building a harem.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
He's like old pharaohs in Egypt used to have a harem of women that, you know, it wasn't a sexual thing or anything, but they would do their bidding. They would go out and they would manipulate people to bring them home. It's kind of like that's what Salem is building.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We have an anonymous gifter that gave Scissor Me Daddy Ass a tier 1 sub.
That's what we do around here.
And then, of course, we had Mr. Fourth Row. I got scissored a few weeks ago. Okay.
All right. Listen.
I know.
I got scissored in November in Boston.
All right, here we go.
Mr.
It's not a sexual
thing.
No,
it's okay.
For all you guys that are on Twitch and YouTube that think we're talking about sexual terms or whatever, this is not the case. This is Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed on AEW.
Everybody loves the Acclaimed.
Yes.
Daddy yes. Yes.
And they came up with the whole Scissor Me Daddy thing. Okay.
Thank you, Danhausen. This all goes back to Danhausen. It all goes back to Danhausen.
Just in case if there's anybody on YouTube or Twitch that just popped into this channel and be like, what the hell are they talking about? Well, there you go. Which, by the way...
Very nice, very evil, very hilarious.
Yes. Bill Ass.
All right. All right. You good now? We now have it out.
We'll be bad later.
We can continue. Okay. So we are going to be doing a watch along for all you guys that are just popping in brand new to the stream. We are the Dudes and Belts. We cover Rocky Mountain Pro during the week with our mainstream talk on Sunday nights. What we're doing tonight is we are reviewing everything that happened on tonight's Rocky Mountain Pro Ignition that was live on youtube.com/Rocky Mountain Pro. If you don't know where they are and you want to, if you don't know who they are and you want to check them out, please go over there. youtube.com/Rocky Mountain Pro. Hit the subscribe button. If you like what you see, turn that bell on, and don't miss a single live stream or flagship show charge showing or any Dudes and Belts live streams on YouTube. We are also live on Twitch as well. Actually, we're live on Twitch currently. So,
yes, we are.
This is what we do during the week. We cover Rocky Mountain Pro and we talk about wrestling week in and week out. And glad for you guys to join us. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to show you exactly what we're talking about, the exact show that we're going to be talking about. We're going to show you the 6-man tag match between Damon Ace and JK Pop versus Bruce Wayans and the Island. There is a lot of implications in this match as it pertains to Aces Wild as well. That will be coming up tomorrow night, or if you're on the East Coast tonight, at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 9 p.m. on the East Coast, live on Fite TV. If you are on Twitch, there is a Fite TV panel that you can click, and it'll bring you right to the Rocky Mountain Pro Fight page, and you can order the pay-per-view there. And if you are on YouTube, like it's Fite, unless we have somebody that is on YouTube right now that can post a link in the chat. If not, just go on Fite, the Fite TV website and search Rocky Mountain Pro, and they will be one of the first companies that pop up, and you just click their page, and Aces Wild should be ready to go for pre-order. Has been for a while, so make sure you buy that, and make sure you tune in tomorrow night, because on Sunday night the Dudes and Belts will be reviewing the entire Aces Wild pay-per-view. So make sure
the whole thing.
Yep, the whole entire thing from top to bottom. So make sure you tune in on Sunday as well, as we will discuss everything that happened on Aces Wild. And I'm looking over my notes to see if I forgot anything. And I think we're good. So we're going to send you over to the 6-man tag match. If you guys want to watch the entire Ignition show that happened tonight, again, it's all on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Rocky Mountain Pro. Make sure you hit the like button and leave a comment as well to boost that show, as well as this show, into the YouTube algorithm. All right.
Tag match, and what a six.
This was a really good 6-man.
Look who is coming out.
Some people that are going to be fighting tomorrow night, JK Pop and La Isla. As we're not calling the Island, let's call them the Spanish La Isla. Against, with Bossy, who's having his beef with Damon Ace over a #1 contendership. And then you get the Island, the La Isla, with JK Pop over the tag team championships.
Man, it's like old times. It's like old times here, man.
And look at this. It is. They're missing one. They're missing the Vulture. They're missing the Bird, Dustin Urich. However, we've seen this picture before, Coach.
And the more things change, the more they stay the same, huh?
They the same. They do between these guys. And they'll be the first guys to jump in and say there was nothing. But then the Isla jumps in faster.
Oh, yeah. This is called, hey, boys, you know how you jump us? Well, here's a taste of your own medicine.
All the time.
Poor Spicer had his hands full in this match.
Yes, he did. I'll tell you, as a referee anyway, 6-man tags are chaotic, to say the absolute minimum, but not with this much emotion on the line and this kind of adrenaline and all these guys in the ring. Man, he had the toughest job in the building during this match.
With a #1 contendership on the line for
and this is interesting, Costa. What do you think about all this? These guys getting their hands on each other less than 24 hours away from before they both have some of the most important matches of their careers?
It is very interesting. It really is. I'm surprised that they all agreed to this early on, like right before it happened, you know? Like I would think that they wanted to maybe save some stuff, but because Bruce Wayne's like right here, watch this. Bruce Wayne wants nothing to do with Caden. He really he wants Johnny Casanova. And watch it, Marky. Bruce Wayne is about to hit Johnny Casanova like he stole something.
Like he stole something. He just stole it right back out of Casanova's head.
He hit him so hard, Johnny Casanova's unborn children felt it.
My goodness, that was right straight to the dome, man. And now here we go with Lisa. Now Now,
This is
JK Pop is going to see that there are other tag team specialists here in Rocky Mountain Pro. Beautiful knee to the face.
Balaam, who you just saw on AEW a couple weeks ago.
against Hook. Viva la Animal. This is something they got to be careful with, though. This is JK Pop's game right here. Talk trash, get you unfocused during the match, and then take advantage. They're playing into him right here.
A little bit so far, but they also know that they can hang on to that advantage a little bit better than most. So if there's a little jaw-jacking going on, you kind of expect it at this point in time. But Echo and Balaam have the speed and the know-how with each other to be able to keep up with JK Pop. It is just a fact.
And this is what they're doing right here. You notice they're doing what JK Pop does to everybody else. They're cutting this ring in half. They're keeping Johnny Casanova isolated. Couldn't happen to a better guy. And they're really working him over.
Echo.
Oh, look. Did you see Echo?
Half of that. Yes. Yes. Echo helping out with half of that prettiest elbow.
Look at Johnny Casanova, though. Always knows where he is in the ring. I give the man credit for that. He may have the personality of a potato, but the man knows where he is in the ring.
That's true. And perfect evidence right there. He got a little bit of momentum, got Boss in his corner, and now we're going to see the other side of tag team specialty.
Oh, yeah.
In the ring right here.
This is what JK Pop lives for. Chaos and making things about them. They take an 18 by 18 and they make it into a 6 by 6 and they isolate you to a third of that ring.
Right. And they do it better than most.
Yeah, look at this. Look, Caden running the show, getting the distraction, and just getting Boss worked over. This is what these three guys do so well. Look how Damon got in the ring right there. That's a statement just in getting in the ring.
These two guys are going to tear the ring apart when they get their hands on each other tomorrow night. Winner gets to be the #1 contender of their choosing. Bruce Waynes will be going after the Rocky Mountain Pro Championship. Him and his thing with David Drake, and his mind is not done. Damon Ace and Mercury Yaden for the NRA.
Oh, classic JK Pop.
That
classic
offense from those guys. And of course, Caden's got to put a little bit of rust on the penny by dusting his shoulders off right there. He does that when the big man's down. Do that in his face. Let's see how good that works for you.
Oh, he's just showing off for his favorite adventurer.
Well, we've all shown off for a lady here and there. I'll give him that much. I'll give him that much. He's not giving up. He's being very...
And he's focused. He's very focused in this match.
Tonight, very much so, yes.
I just thought of something.
On this
Marky, remember on Tuesday when they did not do so well? And they had Lola at ringside? Caden looked a little confused. If they bring her to ringside on tomorrow or later on today or here on the East Coast, it's not going to be good.
And there's Caden Koyama in the chat right here on Twitch right now. And honestly, Caden, go to school on this dude.
You don't have to be scared of Bruce. That's not a thing. Bruce isn't in your match. The two other guys over there, you need to be concerned with, Caden. We don't care if you're scared of Bruce.
Big spine buster and rolling up. Oh my goodness, I thought he had him.
Oh.
That's a big boy.
That's a very, very big. And then the shove to boot.
Did you see the whole ring, jump? Caden, that is the smartest thing you've ever typed in your life. In chat.
Honestly, yeah.
I got too many chats.
Honestly, little respect. I'll throw a little respect.
I give that. That's very, yeah.
Don't look past them.
That's very smart.
Past these guys. It is.
And it's part of it.
I mean, JK Pop is a very smart tag team. They didn't take this match tonight because they thought it would hinder them. They knew it was only going to help them.
Look at Spicer having to control these two bulls, Balaam Lynx and Damon Ace.
That can't control that.
By no means is over. There will always be a mutual hatred right there.
That's like trying to control two alley cats fighting over territory.
It's true.
Just stand aside and let's see who wins.
Bruce is taking a hell of a beating right now.
Yes, he is. And Damon is loving it. Damon is loving every minute of this.
Bruce has taken the majority of punishment, including that knee on the throat. No, Caden, that's not a pin. You're not going to find a referee alive that's going to count that. Get
Will
out of
this
here with all
affect
that
Brucey
garbage.
tomorrow? That's the big
It's
question.
got to. He's taking a beating.
The pounding he's taking right here. I mean, yeah, there's a nice clothesline little advantage, but look at him. He's staggering. Damage done.
Look at that hot tag, though.
Echo's fresh.
Echo coming in. Here he comes. Now you want to talk about turning up the volume. Here we go.
You know, J.K. Pop and Damon remind me of Nelson Muntz and his two buddies on The Simpsons. They travel in threes, you know.
There we go.
Johnny, it's personal now. Johnny, it was personal before.
Look, and Spicer has no choice. He has to ring the bell, dude. He's been trying to keep control of this for 5 minutes, and the thing has just been...
Honestly, this only had one ending, and it was this.
Oh,
really?
It's personal now, Johnny? It's finally now personal over here on Twitch, Johnny Casanova?
You mean it wasn't personally when you guys inadvertently, well, no, very much intentionally cost Echo the Ignition Championship? It didn't get personal then? It didn't get personal when you made your presence known at Island Tag Team matches. Now, I understand they did it to you, but turnabout is fair play, my friend.
Brucey taking more damage out there.
Yeah, but you did it first. So again, if you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
Look at Briscoe trying to hold Boss back, even as much punishment as Boss took.
Yeah, you know, he just went.
It's his drink.
He just went Street Profits on him and hit him with a solo cup.
Somebody wanted to smoke, man. You know.
Apparently.
We got Meth Rollins in chat. Somebody wanted to smoke.
You know what, Jen? You were exactly right. That did go about as expected. That was par for the course in that six-man tag.
We got refs trying to hold Damon back. We got everybody going on in the ring. Kendrick
Referee Eli is just holding on, going, "Don't throw me too far."
This looks like
this is pandemonium right here.
Yeah, I think
him emptied out.
I think Eli needs some more help back there.
Hey, do you think J.K. Pop made Damon pay for that shirt? Because I'm pretty sure they did.
I don't think J.K. Pop. I think Preston was involved in that negotiation.
What was the negotiation? Preston not wetting himself?
No, them not, like Damon Ace not destroying J.K. Pop at any given time in the future.
Caden, that's a comp. How generous. How generous, Caden.
Let's go.
All right.
Preston still got his 10%, though. They comped it, but they still had to pay him.
It was a comp. All right.
All right, boys. Final words on that match before we move on to the next one.
Man, the things coming for Aces Wild this weekend, just with these 6 men alone, we have probably, honestly, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, arguably the greatest tag match we have seen in Rocky Mountain Pro. And I mean, we have seen the tag dudes against J.K. Pop. We have seen the 3-ring circus against J.K. Pop. There's one overall factor in this, and they are the greatest tag team in Rocky Mountain Pro history for a reason. They do have the tag belts for the longest time, as anyone in this company. Guys, as much as we hate to say it, they are good. Can they be as good as they have been against 2 guys that have said it's on sight when we see you? This is not a wrestling match for the Island. This is a fight, and they are coming to win. Marky, can J.K. Pop weather the tropical storm that is coming at them?
Well, let's face it. If there's one team that can, J.K. Pop is definitely one of those teams that could. However, at this point in time, La Isla, the island, it looks so hungry. And this has, like Johnny Casanova over here has said, this has become very personal on both sides. They are literally threatening J.K. Pop's #1 accomplishment, being a tag team champion. It's got to be close to 1,200 days by this point. Some ridiculous number, 1,100, I think it was. This is going to absolutely be a war between these two teams. I do think that J.K. Pop has the tactics to be able to weather this storm that's coming in. But honestly, I don't think that island that J.K. Pop is standing on right now is big enough for both of these teams. And right now, I got to give the advantage to La Isla. They're too hungry, they're young, they're faster, and I do believe that they're hungrier to go get those belts.
Listen, as garbage as I hate to say this, and I don't, they find ways to win. J.K. Pop finds
the referees
ways to win. I know they do, and I used to justify it. Remember the Rosenbag? But
Oh yeah.
they find
Along
ways
with a bunch
to
of other
win.
things, but we'll just put that in there for now.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. Heel rehab, it was a good thing. They find ways to win, and I have this terrible feeling they're gonna find a way to win, legally or not legally. Probably not legally, but they're gonna find a way. Because honestly, I don't know if there's a more precious thing in the world to either of those two guys than those tag belts. I mean, that is what JK Pop lives, eats, and breathes, are those yellow Rocky Mountain Pro Tag Team titles. I don't know.
I think collectively, it's going to be the biggest challenge for either of the superstars in La Isla, Balaam Lynx or Echo. It's going to be their biggest challenge yet, is to take these titles off of JK Pop. If they can do it, it will happen tomorrow night at Aces Wild.
My last thought. Do we see Damon? Maybe not get involved, but is he there?
To assume that JK Pop doesn't have a plan would be foolish.
Not wrong.
It would be foolish.
Not wrong at all.
It meant you have been watching Rocky Mountain Pro for the last 3 years. You don't think they have a plan?
All right. Let's move on. We got a couple more matches to talk about this evening. And, of course, we have the long outro that I did save all my notes for, so we got that. We have a Rocky Mountain Pro debut.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to call him Nelson.
That's fair.
I think that's a good idea because it's like 18 different acronyms.
Yeah.
And something about the third. And we already have one of those guys. He's POS.
Just for the sake of, because the young man made a debut. His name is Nelson Edwin Robert Doolittle the Fifth. He is
irrelevant for short.
The nerd. He's a nerd.
Well, he's going up against another member of your starting lineup in a Batu.
A very fired up Batu. Did you see when he came out? He pushed Teddy the Towel Boy, man. Teddy looked scared. Like, Teddy's like, how did I get to come out here with a Batu? I don't think they speak the same language. I think there was a communication gap between Teddy and
big
Batu
time.
here.
Big time.
But Batu takes care of business. I mean, now I get it. Nelson came in, out of towner. Hasn't been seen before. Honestly, for a dude that looks like he weighs maybe 90 pounds soaking wet, he can bring the thunder. I give it to him. He's going up against a Batu. He is. I think his speed is definitely one of his attributes he needs to concentrate on. Because when you get caught, bad things happen. And we see tonight, especially at the ending of this match, even though Nelson was able to kind of get out of the grasp of a Batu many times to save himself, Batu just got frustrated at the end of this match and just got up and decided just to absolutely powerbomb Nelson almost through the mat down. I mean, he almost powerbombed him back to sea level in Colorado.
He really did.
And picked up a win. I hope Batu looks okay. I know he tweaked his knee there at the end. I hope he's going to be okay because this was a good win for him. It's good to see Batu back on the winning track. Marky, how big of a key can Batu be in an established tag team like your starting lineup moving forward?
As a Batu, you would think somebody who's been around a while and who has had multiple different, like he's had a career as a Batu and, everywhere else as he's wrestled and all that experience. I don't know if a Batu can necessarily transfer that experience as a mentor. What I think he is in your starting lineup is the rallying guy. He's the rallying point in your starting lineup. He's the guy that Coach, Teddy, and Briscoe and Kendrick kind of rally around, and watching him have some success again. Coming back from the ashes of old Batu, now coming back as a member of your starting lineup. He's a Coach Mac guy. He's got the shirt on every week. You can tell his heart is in it.
God, I get one of those shirts.
We got to get one. But I'm not sure if Batu's like communication skills have equaled to where his heart is in your starting lineup. But I do believe he's the rallying point around which Kendrick and Briscoe have really started to like leapfrog off of. And in the meantime, we're seeing Batu have some success. Tonight Nelson really did the only thing he could do was kind of chop the big man down. Because early in the match, there's just nothing except a Batu tossing this kid around left and right all over the place. He bealed him like almost 3 rings away. It was ridiculous out of a corner. And then the only thing he could do is chop the big man down. He kept going after his knee. And you're right, there was one fall that looked a little bit gnarly. I really hope he's okay and that we can see him some more coming up soon. I hope he's not injured. But he gets the job done tonight with the big powerbomb. Normally we see him do the sky high. That's probably a little credit to Nelson not letting him get up that high. But nevertheless, a powerbomb from a Batu, and you're still crashing from the top of the mountain all the way back to sea level, like you said. Good win for a Batu. Gets a point, climbs up in the standings a little bit. And to be honest, Nelson was fairly impressive. For a loudmouth kind of pain in the ass of a wrestler, of a guy, he was fairly impressive when push came to shove. It wasn't bad. Nice debut.
I give him credit. He talks a big game.
Debut against Damon Ace. Didn't make a debut against Damon Ace. You lucky bastard, you.
This is true. Yes, I think
lucky
this is
dude.
the first one.
You lucky dude.
I don't know how you drew that card. You found out Damon already had a match. Like, hey, by the way, I'm here. Yeah, no, Mr. Ace is already in a match. No, I'm here. I'm good to go.
Yeah, but then, oh, good, you get a Batu. Oh, great,
yeah.
Thanks.
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
Could have been worse.
Yeah, you could have had to go against Sin Bodhi.
Speaking of Simbodi,
let's not.
Nice segue. We have to, and
we are. Triple threat match for your main event of Ignition, ladies and gentlemen. We had Sky Hossman, your Ignition champion, going up against Sin Bodhi. Yes, the weird one. Going up against, I don't know if he's a Rocky Mountain Pro debut. I know he's an Ignition debut. CBD.
Hassan Bartholomew Drake.
Yup.
And his megaphone, he looks like a combination of if Jimmy Hart went to the Fabulous Freebirds.
Can we?
Yeah, good call.
Can we acknowledge something real quick? I think Arias got a little bit beat up tonight.
Listen, dude, I'm not cool with these out-of-towners coming in and taking the mic out of Arias' hands. Don't
rough that young man.
The man with the $1 million. He has $1 million voice and $10,000 suits. You treat him with some respect, people. They do not understand who Arias Grace is in the Rocky Mountain Pro community.
That poor boy got beat up a little bit tonight.
I do hope somebody farted in Carson's bag backstage.
Yes.
I really hope somebody farted.
I hope they farted in his megaphone.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously. You deserve
that.
So,
he comes out and I guess he should have let Arias introduce him because I don't know if anybody caught what he was saying through that megaphone because he kind of sounded like Charlie Brown's teachers. He didn't have much time to talk about that though because the scariest person I can think of in existence comes out next, the Warlord of Weird. Sin Bodhi's a scary dude.
The only person that made Coastal foil himself live.
I did not. That is a myth, and that is an urban legend. That did not
helped them
happen.
clean that stage.
No, it's a conspiracy theory. It did not happen. It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Go check it out. You'll see.
It's on Twitch.
Is it on Twitch? No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. You can watch the VOD if you subscribe.
It's not there no more.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
No.
Well, that's good.
It was when he patted you on the head, wasn't it?
I don't remember what happened. All I remember is I got eliminated. Real quick, I got eliminated. Triple I told me that it was, first off, he told me there's no clowns, so he lied blatantly. He's not a great manager. Do not hire
terrible
Triple
manager. Do not hire Triple I to be your manager. Don't.
And then all of a sudden, I get to the apron, and then I see the most terrifying thing I can think of in my life. Now, I know Mr. Happy is a fan of the Warlord of Weird, and they are friends, and maybe
he's in chat right now, as a matter of fact.
Happy is the only clown I trust, so maybe I need to have Happy help me get over my fear of Sin Bodhi. Maybe that's what needs to happen, because I think these guys tonight were afraid of Sin Bodhi too. Because how can you not be? The dude comes in and he's got stuffed animals on his boots, and he uses the ring as like a teeter-totter, and even as we see, he's getting punched in the face and he's laughing like he's on a carnival ride. These two people are punching him in the face and he's happy about it. He grabs them and gives them a noggin knocker. Like CBD and Hossman, I give Hossman all kinds of credit. Let's talk about how smart Sky Hossman was in this match. We'll get away from Sin Bodhi, we'll go to Sky Hossman. He got his offense in what he needed. But most of all, he kind of observed, kind of waited, and he picked his opportunities. CBD, I give you credit. You were a little outmatched tonight. I think it was you hadn't seen either guy before. You can't prepare for Sin Bodhi because that's like trying to prepare for what happens when like purple octopuses meet green elephants. It's just a wild trip. Just hold on for the ride, man. And Sky understood that he needed to be. I give him credit. He's the third wheel in this match, but it's a good thing. I don't believe it was a title match, so he really didn't have a whole lot to worry about. But he still picks up a win here because he's smart. He waits for Sin Bodhi to get eliminated, and then he picks the fruit. I'm telling you, if Sky Hossman continues to be show this intelligence in the ring, he's going to hold that belt for a long time. But, Marky, this is the thing. It's a triple threat match. He had another guy in there to help him and to take the heat off him.
Yep.
Is this a good win for Sky Hossman, or does this give him an inflated self-sense of invincibility?
I think a little of both, to be completely honest with you. Where we've seen his attitude kind of skew into the, holier than thou kind of situation. He thinks he'd come back after a long time, becomes the second competitor behind Echo to win the Drive for 5, gets in, wins the Ignition title, and has had...
With JK Pop help.
Right, of course. They found a friend in Sky. They respected all of his everything else's and everything. But at this point in time, we've seen Sky go in the ring and kind of be a fighting champion here. And now he comes out of a triple threat match with a big win. There was a lot of moments in the match where Sky did show more intelligence in their ring than CBD did. Not necessarily more than Sin Bodhi, because it seemed there was a good deal of time when Sin Bodhi was the one taking most of the punishment here. Because Carson and Sky decided to team up on Sin Bodhi for a while. And that worked really well. They kept him down. But once the near falls started coming, when each one would try to get the pin, that's when the infighting started happening. They couldn't decide to just let one guy beat Sin Bodhi. They both wanted to work him and get him down so he wasn't a threat. But at the same time, neither one wanted to let the other one win. And that ended up costing him. We see Sin Bodhi crop dust both of them. He gave him kind of the modified
funnel cakes
there.
I believe it's funnel cakes is what he calls it.
He calls it the funnel cakes. He
never eat one of those again.
He funnel caked both of them. He crop dusted them. I think CBD, I think Carson puked on the outside. We could hear him dry heaving on the side, so that must have been rough. Sin probably hadn't washed his gear in a little while.
He smells interesting. I'll tell you, I've been very close to Sin Bodhi, and I've heard that most clowns smell like cotton candy and happiness, and he kind of smells like a barn and fear.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'll let you be the judge of that one. I'll take your word for that. I don't really want to figure it out. But then we do see Sky hit his finisher. He hits that big brain buster on Carson Drake and ends up getting the win here. Like I said, this match wasn't for the title, but Sky Hossman looking really good in an environment he's not familiar with somebody against Sin Bodhi, the years of experience, and then somebody as new as Carson Bartholomew Drake CBD. He comes out with the win at the end of the match and didn't even resort to any kind of incendiary tactics. He just was there at the end to get the win with his finisher, didn't steal a pin.
He's a smart dude. I give Sky Hossman credit. He's a smart guy in the ring.
He's making me a believer. He really is.
All right, we all set with the main event?
We are, and I'll tell you what, that's a brunch I'm not going. That sounds terrifying. I'll attend via Zoom.
We don't normally see matches like these out of Rocky Mountain Pro. We don't see a lot of triple threat matches. We don't see a lot of
Aces Wild, man.
matches. We saw a gauntlet match tonight. Aces Wild is tomorrow night. There's all kinds of shakeups and mix-ups going on at RMP, man. If you're not watching Aces Wild tomorrow night on Fite, what are you doing, man? Definitely.
Dude, you got to. Jen put the link in chat. I'll put it in here again. Get on there. Go get Aces Wild.
You can't.
You gotta watch it.
You can't, but if you want, you can put it in the YouTube chat because I don't think that's popped in there yet.
Yeah,
I put it in the YouTube chat.
Oh, you did? Oh,
yeah,
well,
and I just. Oh, okay. Well, I put it in there.
Good try though.
No, I did earlier. I tried to put it in the YouTube chat earlier. I know I did.
Yeah, it didn't pop up for whatever reason. I think the link's in the description. I think I did put the link in there on YouTube.
Oh, it's on Twitch too, so.
Perfect.
Head on over to Twitch. Hit subscribe. Hit follow.
All right. Final thoughts on Ignition tonight before we begin the wrap up, because we actually have a lot to talk about in terms of next week and beyond.
Yeah, no, this is the night before Aces Wild, and all is not quiet. There's a lot of stuff going into it. I said I will give you my sleeper match as for what is going to be the knockdown drag out of the night, and it is JC against Miranda Gordy. That is going to be a knockdown, drag out fist fight that you are not going to want to miss. And I'm telling you, if Miranda Gordy does not come in on point, she's not walking out with that gold.
I have a funny feeling match of the night tomorrow night is going to be Atiba versus Mercury Aiden for the NRW Championship. I have a feeling that match is going to tear the house down. We've seen Atiba going low every single time, and he's even said it. I don't care how low anybody goes, he'll go lower. He says, I go lower. Well, he's going to have to really kind of scratch and claw here, because I have a real funny feeling that, we say J.K. Pop is going to have a plan to go into this match. I have a feeling Mercury Aiden, in all of his years of XP and how big his XP bar is going to have the plan of plans waiting for Atiba tomorrow night.
And is that it? You didn't want to talk about the actual show tonight?
Oh,
I mean, it was a great show. I mean, it leads into everything that's happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
Or today.
So many things. The 6-man tag earlier tonight had so many implications for what's going to happen tomorrow. Is Bruce Wayne's going to be okay at that point? Because he did take a lot of punishment tonight. J.K. Pop and the Island really didn't. So much in that match tonight. So the two of them are going to be fresher than most. Was this Damon's master plan to get Boss to take as much punishment as he can so he has an easier time tomorrow? I mean, tonight's Ignition leads so well into tomorrow night's Aces. Well, for us, later this evening's Aces Wild. It is absolutely crazy. But there's one other thing that we haven't talked a lot about tonight, and that is the points chase to be the new #1 contender for the Ignition Championship with Sky Horseman right now, who we just saw him get that win in the triple threat match. We're not going to go through the entire list, but we'll go through like the top 10 here, because it gets a little clustered after you get out of the top 5.
Shoot.
So right now we have Sky Horseman as your Ignition champion, doing a good job and carrying it forward. Right now we have 3, count them, 3, and I like counting to 3. I'm a ref. I like counting to 3. There's 3 superstars. 3 at 4 points. Brad Radowski, the Vibe himself, who, again, we wish him speedy recovery. Hope he's doing well. But for the active competitors, you look at Balaam Lynx with 4 points and Bruce Waynes with 4 points. Both of these guys are at the top of the food chain right now, and they're 1 point away from getting that title shot.
So Bruce could have won tonight and would have been number 5.
It would have been if it wasn't, the match wasn't like just double dumped and double thrown out. I don't believe either team lost. I think the match was just thrown out as a no contest, pretty much. Yeah. Now we have 2 very important superstars who've been climbing the ranks lately. One who's been doing it week to week, and one who put in the work tonight at the right time. Zamore and Brew right now are tied at 3 points. Both have had a different way of getting there. Z's been winning each week. But Brew won that big gauntlet match tonight for 3 points. So they are right on Balaam and Bruce's heels right here. Briscoe Crown playing his way up to 2 points tonight, getting the win earlier this evening, got his 2 points. And then we have a 5, count them, 5-way tie to round out the top 10 at 1 point. We have El Rey Leon, Craig Farrelly, who will be challenging for the RMP Championship tomorrow night at Aces Wild, has his name in the Ignition leaderboard. Angel Del Paz, another member of the Empire, Niles Plonquet, Derek Stone of the OGs, and Echo himself are tied at 1 point. So the top has had a little separation. The top 5 have a little separation away from the bottom 5 right here. But still, 3 very important people tied at 4 points, only 1 away from that title shot against Sky Horseman. What do you think, Coastal? If you're Sky and you're looking at this points chase, yeah, you're happy you won your match tonight. But you're looking at this points chase, and you see Radowski, who, maybe hasn't had a match in a while. He's been hurt. We know that. Balaam Lynx and Bruce Waynes, though, at 4 points right behind. What are you thinking about this? If you're
thinking it's the running of the bulls, man, and you're just trying to outrun everybody.
That's
because
right.
You got people chasing you. And, you know what? That's part of being a champion. You have a giant target on your back. I think Sky Hossman is going to be very invested in who comes and challenges him. Because let's face it, he's not the biggest guy in the building. He's showing us he can be the smartest guy in the building.
That's true.
But what happens when he gets in the ring with someone like a Bruce Wayne, who's been to the mountaintop, who's been to the top of the 5280, and you're sitting there and yeah, you have a belt, but now you got somebody who's got multiple title match experience, has defended multiple times. I'm just saying, he's hanging out with a different crowd, Mr. Hossman, J.K. Poppin. Let's see if he inserts himself into kind of controlling his own destiny in these upcoming matches.
You guys all set?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's our leaderboard until next week.
All right. Looking very good. Looks like we might have a number one contender in the next few weeks. All right. Now, got a lot to talk about here. Hopefully I can get this all done in relatively quick time. For everybody who is going to be at the event tomorrow at the Wimmer, if you're going to be in the Denver area, the VIP doors open at 6 p.m. VIP matches, which is the pre-show, will be at 6:15 p.m. General admission doors will be open at 6:45, with bell time being at 7 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That is the time of the pay-per-view as well for Fite and just actually in-person general admission to the show. So if you're in the Denver area and you want to go and watch Aces Wild, those are your times. Those are all in Mountain Standard Time as well. I know we're on the East Coast, but all of our times will be getting better at this over the course of the years now.
We have been getting better at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All those times are in Mountain Standard Time. And again, just repeat, on Fight TV, ladies and gentlemen, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. So if you're watching on the East Coast, 9 p.m. That is tomorrow night for Aces Wild. Saturday, the 14th, will be the next round of charged tapings. I believe doors will be open at 4:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, with bell time at 5 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So again, if you're in the area, go over to the Wimmer Arena and catch all the charged tapings that will be played over the course of the weeks here on youtube.com/Rocky Mountain Pro. These tapings will not be aired on any other broadcast or anything like that. These are just flat-out tapings that are recorded and will be played back every week. Those are your charged shows. Obviously, Ignition every Thursday night, 6:15 Mountain Standard Time here on youtube.com/Rocky Mountain Pro. And that goes for about an hour and a half or so. And Dudes and Belts will be following that show as well, which leads me to everything that we have to talk about in terms of next week. So, the Dudes and Belts and Rocky Mountain Pro are going to be doing a little bit of rescheduling of all the shows. So if you're watching right now, get your pen and papers out. Make sure you mark some times on your calendars every week, because it's going to be big changes, not just little changes. We're going to start with Sundays. Dudes and Belts will stay, as of right now, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That one is not scheduled to change as of right now. However, Rocky Mountain Pro Charge will now be aired at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast. So it will be moving back a couple hours. As far as the Dudes and Belts Recharge post show is concerned, that is officially going to be live immediately after Rocky Mountain Pro Charge. So your new start time for Dudes and Belts Recharge will be 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time at 9 p.m. on the East Coast. which is a very huge difference to us over here on the East Coast. We're talking like 3 to 4 hours difference.
I get to go to bed before 2.
Yes, you get to go to bed before 2. Actually, tonight is your last night, as a matter of fact, of going to bed at 1:30, 2 o'clock. So
it's been a fun 3 years, 2 years.
Actually, it is closer to 3 years. As far as Ignition is concerned, Ignition, I believe, is going to stay at the exact same time at 6:15 Mountain Standard Time. However, the Dudes and Belts will also be moving Reignited up a few hours as well, as we are going to be going live not immediately afterwards, because we like to have a buffer with Ignition because it is a live show and it will end at different times. Either between 9:30, 9:45, or whatever. Dudes and Belts Reignited will be live at the top of the hour at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on the East Coast.
Mountain.
Yes. Mountain. So 8 p.m. Mountain.
Yes.
And then 10 p.m. Eastern. I still screw up from time to time.
No, it's new. It's new. Now we're dealing with new time numbers.
It's 1:30 in the morning, too.
That's the other thing.
Is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's Friday the 13th over here on the East Coast.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the Dudes and Belts will now be on so much earlier than we are right now. It's going to be fantastic.
Well, I'll try and be. Coastal has a bowling league.
Yes.
I have to do the triple I thing.
Yes. So there will be some times where we will be missing Coastal, here or there. But once this, like, late spring, early summertime rolls around, he'll be back, hopefully normal. And if not...
It's a change for us, too. We just need to acclimate into it and fit schedule. Mm-hmm. We've been on this schedule for a long time, this wicked late night on the East Coast schedule for, like we said, 3 years now. Yeah. So as we acclimate into it, we'll figure it out. We'll get it done.
I think it's going to be for the better.
It will.
It
will.
And now you guys will have...
I see more triple I. That might be worse.
Maybe. We'll see what happens. But it will be a lot easier on us over here on the East Coast. These guys won't be dragging their asses the next day. Get to go to bed
That's when it hurts.
Early at a normal time. And
what are you talking about? This is normal.
Well, for the first time in a very long time, we will be blocking both shows. So you will have a 2.5 roughly hour block on Tuesdays and almost a 3.5 hour block on Thursdays of nothing but Rocky Mountain Pro content, with the always ever entertaining Sunday night streams where we talk about everything from Rocky Mountain Pro, mainstream stuff, the whole 9 yards.
Wait a minute.
Dude, there's nothing to talk about in mainstream wrestling. What are you talking about? Nothing's happening. Nothing.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
This is fine. The dumpster fire behind us, everything's fine. Fine.
You want to know the funny thing is after this Sunday, we're not even going right into mainstream because we have a top 10 list that we have to get done. Yep. We still have a top 10 list that we got to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you know we're going to be doing a 12-hour stream?
Well, at least it's not a top 20.
Damn it, John. I had just forgotten about that top 10 list. Damn it.
We can't. All right. It was cashed in over on Twitch. We have to do it. And the best part is that YouTube gets to enjoy in the laughter and the entertainment that comes with it. To them, yeah.
Let's watch Coastal and Sunday scream at each other for a half hour.
Oh, it's made for good content before.
That's what top 10s are.
Yeah, good content and then screaming matches when we see each other at bowling the next week.
Basically.
Rio looks like the kid that's upset that mom and dad are screaming at each other. Just sitting there in the corner.
He's sitting there. It's like, this is all my fault, isn't it? It's all my fault.
It really is. It's always Triple I's fault.
It is.
But this Sunday also, don't forget, which is why you should definitely watch Aces Wild tomorrow night, is that we are going to be doing a live review show of Aces Wild this Sunday for our Dudes and Belts Wrestling Chatcast show on YouTube and Twitch. So make sure you tune to that. Also, real quick, as a heads up, YouTube specifically, this doesn't really go for Twitch because Twitch already has everything all set up, but YouTube will now be having memberships and all that stuff coming within the next few days as well. That's what I get to work on this weekend. So,
get to activate all that.
yep, and there will be tiers and all that stuff, which we're going to be talking about because one of the tiers is going to involve us heavily. So, we'll be talking about
Dude
that.
tier. It's the dude tier.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey.
is that going to turn into one of those, hey, how do you feel about taking a chop things?
No. No.
Good.
No.
That didn't work out good.
But yes, so
making sure.
So YouTube will have memberships. It's basically subscriptions, but they call it memberships over there. You can gift memberships and all that stuff over on YouTube as well. Except YouTube, you're able to customize your tiers and stuff. So we will be adding perks to all these tiers so that for every tier that you end up subscribing to, you will get extra benefits on Rocky Mountain Pro's YouTube channel.
Who knows? Maybe Triple I's voice could be your voicemails.
All right.
I feel like CBD. I feel like Carson right now. I puked. I just got Sin Bodhi's ass in my face.
All right, relax there, Skippy. All right, and there will also be emotes on YouTube's channel as well, RMP's YouTube channel. So we're doing all that and more. Hopefully I can get everything done this weekend for that and get everything set up so that will be active. We're hoping by Sunday, but if not, Monday or Tuesday.
You always figure out how to do it. You invent hours in the day to do things, Johnny. I don't know how you do it.
Well, it's going to be even like weirder now because now I'm going on a different shift. So now I have to like prioritize my time reversed. It's going to be weird.
Johnny, the first night before first shift starts, it's 3 a.m. He's like, "Hey man, I should sleep. This is not fun."
I have to wait an extra day too because I have the day off on Monday. And I just
Monday
realized
night,
that
2 a.m.
too.
He's like,
Exactly.
"I'm up. This is not fun."
You better like take a Ambien or a shot of NyQuil at like 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Dude, take 2 melatonin and take a half a bottle of NyQuil. You'll be fine.
So the plan was for me, like towards the end of the show,
the coma.
Towards the end of the show on Sunday, I was gonna pop a couple melatonin just to get it in my system, so that when I sign off, I can just go right to bed. And now I have to wait an extra day, and I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You should still do that. No. You should still do it an extra
know.
Into that, yeah.
Oh, I know, but I was trying to time it so that I could go to bed like right away, like at like 11:30 or whenever we got done. Now I have to pick a different time because now it's either I'm going to be out doing something or I'm going to be here possibly finishing up the membership. So I don't even know.
Mark, you know what we do? We'll just keep talking at the end of the show and just see how long it takes for Johnny to fall asleep.
We can do that.
Oh, yeah, true. All right.
Johnny signs off the stream because his head hits the keyboard.
Right, he just collapses right onto the button.
God.
Just hover your mouse over the button before you fall asleep, John. If you fall down, we know you fell asleep.
Fair enough. All right. What we're going to do now is we're going to sign off on YouTube. We're going to go right to Twitch so that we can raid somebody over on Twitch. For everybody on YouTube, again, make sure you hit that like button and leave a comment. It does help out the show even after the live stream is over. Put that in the algorithm so people can see us as well as Rocky Mountain Pro. And again, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any upload or live stream on Rocky Mountain Pro's channel, which Rocky Mountain Pro basically added 3 more live streams with the Dudes and Belts content officially going over to YouTube. So there's going to be a lot happening on this channel. And you're not going to want to miss a single second of what's going to be happening this year in 2023. 2023 has already started in a huge fashion with the road to Aces Wild nearly complete. And holy cow, tomorrow night's going to be one hell of a show. That's for sure. So
yes, it is.
YouTube, we are going to sign off. Thank you so much for watching. As always, for myself, Johnny Deathdrop, the Coast Crusader, and Marky Pins, we will see you guys on Sunday for the Dudes and Belts Wrestling Chatcast official review of Aces Wild. As always, folks, stay safe, stay classy. We will see you on the next one.